All right, welcome to the third and final review of the evening. Up this time is Mystic Gate. A Mystic Gate, I see what they did there, created by the gods, suddenly appears in the human world. Adventurers challenge themselves with the tests that await them beyond the gate. In order to earn your wish, you must defeat hordes and bosses in this roguelike dungeon exploration bullet hell. That's an attachment of words. So yeah, this is another roguelike dungeon crawler, which is, I don't know, seemingly becoming a staple of the indie scene. Now, especially given that we literally just reviewed one of these. But you'll note it's not exactly the same here. Because instead of being a isometric dungeon crawling roguelike, it's an overhead dungeon crawling roguelike. So it's far less awkward. You actually have to go into the dungeon.
Well, there's this guy in the way, you see.
Yeah, he's here to give you some story beats that didn't find too compelling. It's presented as a mystery, but I don't know. I found everything just a little too vague.
I'm slightly disappointed. The opening screen led me to believe there was a possibility that it would be playing as the cute one-eyed floating garbage can robot.
That's your sidekick.
So how much money can I put on the black silhouetted dude on here as your final boss?
Possibly a lot of money. I don't know. I didn't get too far in this game, honestly, because
I've played enough. I've watched enough anime. I know how this works.
Yeah.
Not like he looks like the freaking anti-spiral or anything.
Among any different,
Yeah.
malicious entities.
But, here we see the construction of the dungeons, and you'll note, unlike the previous game we just covered, it's taking less from, say, Hades, and more from, Enter the Gungeon, or Nuclear Throne.
Mm-hmm.
But I definitely say more Enter the Gungeon. This game...
You really do seem to have gun.
Yeah.
A lot of gun.
Yeah, this game is very gun-focused. Though there are also grenades and knives type weapons. And you have your starting pea shooter pistol, which isn't very good. But I guess it's reliable enough at the beginning. Yeah, and so this game is fairly simple for even for one of the, a game of this type. One thing that's lacking here is jumping. I know some twin stick shooters like to have jumping mechanics, one we covered this year, Dead Estate. Also, this game is lacking in a dodge roll. Instead, going for a much simpler dash.
Do you at least have invincibility frames in the dash, or are you just kind of screwed?
I don't remember offhand. Other things is you have unlimited ammo, and you don't need to reload, which is once again a couple of steps down from Enter the Gungeon. Look, I played that game recently, and I'm not gonna lie, that's gonna color my perceptions about this game a bit.
Yeah,
It's not bad. it's a perfectly cromulent game, but it's one of those. You're swimming in a crowded pool, and honestly, this game didn't really show me I hadn't seen before.
Right.
Like even the bullet hell phenomenon. Yeah, once again, Enter the Gungeon has that. Now, and I do hate to, I do hate to cite another game 5,000 times, but it, just bears repeating because, Enter the Gungeon is basically this, but better in every way.
Right.
Like, it's got more personality, it's got more strategy. Just, it does everything a cut above. It's like this game here. Oh, and that is one of the more annoying things about this game. Got to watch out for those open pools. You will get damaged. You do get a fairly robust amount of health, truth be told, to start out. Like, you start out with 5 hearts, which get cleaved in half, so you have up to 10 hits.
Right.
The thing is, you're probably going to see those really burn off at the boss monster. And this game does do the rotating boss structure of roguelikes. That is to say, what you encounter at the end of this level may not necessarily be what you encounter every time, which I do think is.
Oh, I thought you meant boss that sits in the middle of the arena and shoots tons of bullets around it in a rotating pattern.
You get that as well.
But yeah, you mean like in...
Like Binding of Isaac.
Yeah, in Binding of Isaac, there are like multiple possible different first biome bosses depending on what you've unlocked, whatever.
Yeah. And, this game flat out tells you that it's going to do that. And, like, that's about what you got. Let's see. You do earn currency, and the shop here. Once again, this is totally Enter the Gungeon.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and you can, and this is a rogue light affair in that you can earn permanent upgrades. I want to say that's the green icons. I wasn't too sure. They didn't clarify that too well. But so the goal of a floor is you've got to go around and you got to find the 3 totem keys. Like Petty only has 2 here, so he's got to go back and go into one of the battle rooms. Well, provided he doesn't die from falling into the pool.
Fuck the pools.
I did that quite a bit myself. Your sidekick robot here will aid you in shooting things.
Hooray for shooting.
And you got the 3rd key, so head over to the boss door.
I think I can get a health potion first at the shop. I should probably do that. I have half a heart.
Yeah, you can get theoretically 3, because health is 100 units.
Yeah, though I'm only seeing 1 show up. Or I only saw 2 show up.
Well, which means you can pick up a weapon or an icon here. Because Point is, you get to show off the boss here in a bit. Okay. And this game does have a let's see, a bestiary, trying to think of what you would call it, a record of arms. It'll keep track of the guns you unlock. And I want to say it'll keep track of the powers you find as well. It's bog standard supplemental archival stuff, but it's good that it's here. And the boss is the machine golem. Yeah. See, this is where the real bullet hell stuff comes from. And though this game isn't doing a bullet hell shmup thing of, you have a very narrow hitbox. Oh. And yeah, I think that's a good summation of the game. Like, in terms of its mechanics and gameplay. In terms of its graphics, it's going for that, what I like to call nondescript retro style. Like, we got pixel art that kind of harkens back to like the 8 or 16-bit era. In this case, this would be like Super Nintendo level graphics, but it's not really invoking any particular system.
It almost looks it's kind of DOS-like in a way, but not really sure on that.
Well, that's what I'm talking about. These games, this game looks retro, but you couldn't really place it.
Yeah.
I've talked about this multiple times before.
Perhaps you could write a thesis on this at this point. Jesus.
Possibly. I'm like, but, we've covered both sides of the equation quite extensively. The games that invoke one system or another, or the general aesthetics. This, like I said, I don't get a sense of like the 90s or anything. This is more just kind of what they went with. It's not bad. It's just, like everything else, just kind of plain. Like, I do, like the temple setting here is kind of forgettable, though I do like the kind of Aztec coloring and aesthetic.
Yeah.
That's a bit different. Possibly Mayan.
The world may never know.
Yeah, the music was also likewise very forgettable. Yeah, like there's a coffin that you can pay money to unlock. Have enough.
Yeah, typical, roguelike affair.
Yeah, and I think those words really do sum up this experience. Like, this is a very typical roguelike. Or roguelite.
Yeah, one of those. I always get that wrong, and I hate it because they're too similar.
I know. It's a roguelite. It's light on the rogue elements. And it's not a roguelike light. Because this game is not like Rogue.
I don't know, it's a top-down view thing, at least.
That's about as close as it's getting.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Yeah, it's not invisible turn-based, so...
No.
Because that's one of the roguelite's traits that always... One of the roguelike traits that always gets less thing is that the original one was it played like an action game, but everything only advanced when you moved, and everything advanced one move at a time.
Anyway, so in terms of pricing, this game will clock in at a cool tenner, $9.99. Like, I guess that's a reasonable price. My problem is, isn't so much what this is going for. It's in striking distance to other better games that we've already name checked extensively in this review.
Yeah, and that we've played.
Like that's what it really comes down to. This is so okay, it's average. Like this could be the poster child for a perfectly cromulent game. It's like it's not bad. See, like here's the Mirage Dragon. I'm not going to.
It's kind of cute, but it's a pain.
Definitely merchandisable.
Yeah, but you'll note that's not the machine golem that Petty fought last time.
Yep.
This is what I was talking about. Anyway, this game doesn't do anything particularly wrong, but this game doesn't do anything particularly interesting either. Like, I can't say it's really bringing anything new or unique. It's got solid fundamentals, but I'm not sure that's enough in today's world to give it a solid recommendation.
The biggest issue I think probably is that this is a genre of game that is well developed.
Once again, we literally just covered one of these. Like, so, once again, it falls under the domain of it's fine, I guess, but I don't got any strong feelings about it one way or another. I'd say pick it up today or don't. Anything else that you guys want to add to this conversation?
I think I'm good.
Yeah, not really.
All right, then. So, yeah, that'll about do it for this installment of the Fragments of Silicon Reviews, thankfully. Anyway, so coming up on the week ahead, on Wednesday, August 9th, we will be welcoming Andre Chagas Silva of the Asteristic Game Studio. They are the developers of quite a few games, actually. The creators of Dreaming Sarah, Wishing Sarah, Dandy and Randy DX, and Vengeful Guardian Moon Raider. So, quite the eclectic mix here, if nothing else. Thankfully, they confirmed last week. We do have a new episode of Moonhawk Studios Presents planned, so look for that as well. No Friday show this week, so they get to sleep in or whatever this time around. So until next time, I shall wish you good gaming.